is up, everybody? JoesphGames here. Welcome to week 10 of the IBL. Today we are taking on Brendan and his Marlboro Mudsdales. Now his team is quite scary, so without further ado, let's get into this battle. I kind of wanted to start this episode in the clothing shop because it's got such funky music. Anyway, so he's got Garchomp, Tapu Fini, Sneasel, Roserade, Mega Caesar, and Grumpig. Now, as we've seen from my playthroughs of Pokemon Glazed, Garchomp is a very scary Pokemon to deal with. Garchomp is a very scary Pokemon to deal with, and I don't have too much to go against it, but this is the team I tried for. I went for Latios, Vileplume, Blaziken, Sandslash, Malamar, and Manaphy. Now, I will admit this before I started the match. I forgot to put the Z-Stone on Latios. I was meant to put Icy on Latios, and I forgot it. Icy was for Garchomp, and I forgot it. It just slipped my mind before battling, because of course when you get Mons genned in, they don't keep the item. They don't keep like Z stones and Mega stones. So I have to reattach those personally with my own copies. But I kind of forgot this time. I will admit I kind of forgot, and it may have cost me. Anyway, let's get on to this match. Okay, so I start off with Vileplume, and he starts off with Garchomp. Not exactly what I was thinking he would start off with, but definitely a thing that he could have started off with. I was thinking more he would start off with something else, really, but that's why I went to the Vileplume. He decides to go for the Outrage as I switch into Manaphy, and my god, that does a lot of damage. My god, that does a lot of damage. It's around about this time I realised I didn't have the Icerium Z on Latios, so I was trying to do anything I could to try and take him down. This Garchomp down, which was proving kind of impossible. There's not really much outsped him because he was choiced, and Garchomp is scary choiced. He switches into Tapu Fini here. As I went for the Ice Beam. I think at this point I realised I didn't have an Ice Stone, and I was trying to get the match to be restarted, but Brendan wasn't listening, so, you know, you live, you learn, you understand, you know, it happens. I'm totally okay with not being able to restart this match. Anyway, so as I switch into Vileplume to deal with the Tapu Fini, he switches back into his Garchomp and heads for the Outrage again. Now, I could have packed Dazzling Gleam on Vileplume, which might have been the idea, actually. I tried to go for a Toxic, but he already had the Aurora in place, so I couldn't really do anything about that. As he goes for the Outrage again, and it does a lot of damage to me. I Strength Sap this time, which I think was actually a really good idea to do, because it gets my HP back right back up to the start, and of course also lowers his attack significantly, which is good because his attack is annoying me. Because look how much damage he does. Now even with Strength Sap he still does quite a lot of damage. But I will definitely take him going down a bit in his damage. Here he switches out of his Garchomp into his Grumpig. As I go for the Giga Drain, I probably could have gone for the Sludge Bomb. It might have done a bit more damage. I will admit it might have done a bit more damage. Here I switch out of Vileplume into Malamar. Malamar is the person who would take on this thing more easily, but the fact is Apparently Grumpig has got some decent speed. And is able to outspeed Malamar, which is something I didn't realise because I don't play around with Grumpig a lot. And is able to one-shot me with one Calm Mind, and it was a crit. So yeah, I think the crit mattered. Honestly, the crit mattered. The Calm Mind was important, but the crit mattered, and I would have probably lived if there wasn't a crit. If that wasn't a crit, I would have lived. I switch into Sandslash here, because again, I'm not really sure what to do. He's got this Calm Mind up, and he could basically sweep my entire team here if he knows what he's doing. I go for the knockoff, and that was really good damage, and takes Grumpig almost out. Not quite out, sadly, but almost out. As he goes into Tapu Fini again. I went for the knockoff to see what items he was holding on his Tapu Fini. He has holding leftovers, so I'm glad I took that away from him. As I switch back out into Vileplume to deal with the Tapu Fini. Unbeknown to me, the Tapu Fini was carrying Ice Beam. And that doesn't help me one bit. Because even with the Black Sludge HP comeback, I still get hit with another. I can get hit with another Ice Beam, and it's enough to kill. So, Vileplume, not really helpful here today, sadly. I wanted Vileplume to be really helpful against Tapu Fini, but not really helpful today. It's annoying. I went into Latios here. Went for the Thunderbolt. It did a lot of damage as he goes for the Moonblast. The Moonblast does quite a bit of damage to me as well, taking me down to just 39 HP and lowering that special attack. Here he switches out into Edward, his Mega Caesar. As I go for the Thunderbolt here to do some damage. It didn't do a lot of damage, but it is a crit, and I will take a crit when I needed it. I mean, I kind of needed some luck today, but I was not getting a lot of it, I will admit. Here I switch out into Blaziken, as he decides to Mega Evolve and go for the Bullet Punch, I believe. Yeah, he goes for the Bullet Punch. Which does do some decent damage. Decent damage. Not bad. He switches back out here into his Grumpig, and I am able to get the kill with the Flare Blitz. I wasn't sure if he was going to go into the Grumpig, but if he did let that sack off, so I'm okay with that. And then he switches back into his Garchomp. At this point, I really don't have a lot for his Garchomp, so my ideas are slim and none at this moment in time. I go into Sandslash to try and do something, maybe about the Garchomp, but Sandslash has high defense. Sadly not high enough. Maybe I could have bought Florges this week. I didn't want to bring Florges based on some of the mons he was bringing, like Mega Caesar and stuff like that. I thought that would be a horrible idea to bring Florges. But as he continues to destroy my team here with his Garchomp, I don't really know. Maybe Florges might have been a better idea. And maybe it would have been a good idea for me to put the Ice Stone on. Here he switches out. I'm pretty sure he would have outsped me anyway or lived, so it was no point. There was no point really in doing that. He would have either outsped or lived an Ice Beam, so there was really no point. And the Bullet Punch from the Mega Caesar finishes off my Latios. So shoutouts to Brendan. Really well done for him this week. Amazing team, and very well done to him for this battle. I'm going to be taking on the New York XL Pikas next week, so that's going to be an interesting match, and we've only got 2 more weeks left of the IBL, and it's a New York doubleheader for the Chester Chinchous as we take on the New York XL Pikas in week 11, and then week 12, let's go week, we are taking on what is it? We are taking on the New York Cosmogs and Phantombass. So that's going to be a really interesting match too. I'm very excited to see how the end of this season goes. If you are too, let me know in the comment section down below. Of course, go and check out Brendan and all of the other coaches competing in the IBL because they are all awesome. And Brendan is an amazing commissioner. And until next time, I am JoesphGames. Mean to the Pokemon, get to us. Everybody get Pokemon. Good night.